Well, as you can see, the flowers are dwindling. It has been beautiful for about a month to maybe 6 weeks, but it's coming to an end, and it starts out like this and it ends like this. But as you've seen by some of my other videos for weeks, it was solid white flowers. But it is a wonderful plant that will look just like this for the rest of the year. And I love this plant. I don't even care if it takes over the whole area. It is so thick and dense, it chokes out grass and weeds over time. It's hard to live in this one. I don't know how much longer we have the California poppies, but wasn't that beautiful? We still have a lot, and they're still coming up. How did I have California poppies for months? Every 3 weeks I threw out new seeds of California poppies to make sure I could have new fresh ones coming up. Hopefully this will last 4 to 6 months. We'll see. One year I had them last 6 months by doing it that way. But that was a year we had a lot of rain, and we haven't had a lot this year. So it may be over in another month or so. We'll have to wait and see. But as long as it lasts, I'm full of joy. And these came from seeds also. I plant a lot of my stuff from seeds, as you can tell. I have a lot of things to fill in, and I want it thick and lush. And if I didn't have planting it with seeds, I wouldn't be able to do it. I love the color of these flowers next to the California poppies. Don't they look wonderful? Now, I don't know if I got some new seeds, because I'm pretty sure these seeds came from my Dollar Tree seed boxes, but it could be these have reseeded from last year, and I hope so that's the case, because we got more this year in the same area that we had them last year. So if it means it got reseeded, that means I'll have maybe more next year. And my California poppies are always in this area. I won't pull anything out when it looks horrible and dying. That's fine. They're getting ready to drop their seeds, and I don't care. So I will leave these in here until there's nothing left of these plants, and then I will probably just pull them out and lay them on the ground, and any seeds that are still in them will drop, and it will also help the soil come back, letting all this stuff break down in the soil. I'm trying to do things the most natural way I can. I don't want to have to use commercial fertilizers any more than I have to, and I don't want to use any weed killers either. I do have a lot of weeds in here, and once these all go to seed, I will get in here and try to pull a lot of the weeds out. And then we'll probably plant some new flower seeds in here. But look at my sea of poppies. Are they not beautiful? I bought a large jar of poppy seeds for $10 or $11. It did my front and it did my back. Oh my gosh. Doesn't that sound like a cost-effective way to put flowers in your garden? And look at all those beautiful blue flowers mixed in there. Well, you can see I've been out here pulling weeds a little at a time. Grandma's old. You can't do too much at one time. Well, hope you enjoyed the garden video today. How much I love my garden, and this is just the front yard. We'll do a video tomorrow on the garden, vegetables, how they're all doing, and then maybe next week I'll do a garden video on the back, how the flowers in the back are doing. I was amazed that I had some more blue flowers over here. Now, I didn't have these last year here. Now, they might have come in from the other flower bed and blew in here, because it's only like maybe 4 feet away. But this is a new place, and these originally came from the Dollar Tree seed boxes. Now, I did throw out some more seeds, so it could be that some more came up from the new box. I don't know. Either way, I do love them. I love them enough that I'm going to probably research what they are and see if I can't buy enough seeds to replant for next year and have them in the same area where I have them so solid for my California poppies, because I really, really do love them a lot. Then I have this new plant down here. I don't know what it is, but I have a couple more of them. And they're over here. I will probably have to monitor the gardener if he doesn't pull them out. So I have a bunch of weeds in here I need to get pulled out. But I don't want him to pull them out, only the weeds. Anytime I get a chance for a new flower that I don't know what it is, I get excited. So let's go see what else Grandma has growing in her garden in the front yard. I really, really enjoy how this came up. I didn't plan it like this. This is just how it came up. That's another thing great about seeds. You never know how they're going to come up. Sometimes you may love it, sometimes you may not. But it's always something interesting and different to look at. Don't they look good together? I think they look great. Now these are my Dusty Millers. I don't know how many plants I have in here, but I planted these about 3-4 years ago, maybe even longer, I don't know. So I haven't had to replant them. They keep coming back every year. They don't look as good in the winter time, but they don't actually die either. So this time of the year they start really perking up and start looking really nice again. And they are solid white, and they will get a yellow flower. I'll show you probably in a couple more weeks. They'll probably be budding out. You can see they're really going to have a lot of flowers. And these over here are getting their little flowers too. Now they're in the middle of this flower bed that's fairly good size, and most of this flower bed is all green, and that's fine with me. It just makes it pop better because it's so different. And let's see some other flowers that are growing in this area. This is the first flower that I've grown for the season for this plant. I have a lot of them in the garden, as you can see. So you're going to see a lot of these pretty soon. And they'll look great with all these beautiful purple flowers and the yellow flowers at the same time. So when they all start flowering out, I'll make sure to come back and show you how beautiful it does look. It is one of my favorite flower beds. And believe it or not, this flower bed had very, very poor soil at one time. Couldn't get anything to grow in here. And I hate to say this when I'm going to say it, and I don't know if this is a reason either, but I'm just going to say it. This flower bed is quite large. It goes down the whole side of my garage. So you know that's pretty big. I had never been able to grow anything in this soil. It was so poor. I don't care what I did to it, it just wouldn't grow. It was like it was dead soil. Well, what happened was my girlfriend gave me a bunch of spider plants for free. Well, if they're free, you know Grandma's taking them. Now inside this little stem, as you see, that's where all their seeds are. And I know it's not going to look pretty soon. We're going to see all these little pokey things stalking up and nothing with flowers. I don't care. They're going to give me seeds for next year. And on top of that, I'll throw out some fresh seeds too. This area is so full of poppy seeds. Eventually, hopefully it'll last for 5 or 6 months every year. I try to overseed these areas. And as you see, I still have quite a few spider plants in here. We have literally pulled these spider plants out multiple times. Once you get them growing, they always come back. So it's a plant you should put in containers. Do not put it in your soil. But, I do want to say this one word, but. I don't know how spider plants live. You can abuse them and they don't die. And the best part of it, they do get a lot of snails, and I think that's the reason why my girlfriend wanted to get rid of it, because of the snails. And after having these spider plants, and this whole flower bed was solid spider plants at one time, just solid. This soil, now, you can grow anything in it you want. Anything. I'm thinking it was the snail's poop. Now, I could be wrong why that happened. It just seemed odd to me that when the spider plants went in, that's when this flower bed took off. I'm not saying it took off the first year, because I probably had them in here 4 or 5 years, because at least it was something besides dirt, because you couldn't grow anything in here. The soil was so bad. Well, now it grows anything. Anything I want to put in here, it would grow. But there is another side to this. You can't get rid of spider plants once you get them in the soil. I am going to take some of these out and put them in containers, because spider plants do look beautiful in containers, draping over. And you don't need to do any care. So any of you that say you have black thumbs, this is your plant. It doesn't take anything. No care, no nothing. And all you have to do to grow one of these plants is cut one of these little things here, and the little roots come down from here, and it takes zero care. Zero. So if you want a plant that takes no care at all, spider plant is your plant. Just keep in mind, once you get them going, you may have a whole major city of spider plants, because they really do multiply fast, and you can never get rid of them. They have been pulled out, I don't know, maybe 6, 7 times out of this flower bed, but they keep coming back. So I'm going to pull a few out and put them in some pots, and at least they'll look pretty around my property in hanging baskets. And they don't need much care. Now, here are my Dusty Millers with them, and don't they all look so pretty together? Oh my gosh, I'm so happy with this. So, if you want plants that you can use, they're here forever and ever. These plants here, they only flower in the summertime or spring, but the greenery like you see here is year-round, at least in Southern California, and the heat doesn't bother them, and our winters don't bother them. Of course, we don't get colder than 40 degrees here. So it's a plant that you buy once and never have to worry about again. You may have to pull it out and divide them, because they do sort of multiply also. But it is a very low maintenance plant that looks nice year round. And the Dusty Millers have been in here for, like I said, 3 or 4 years. So this is a pretty good flower bed now. I don't take much care because it doesn't get any bigger than it is. This is as big as these plants get, and you never have to worry about walkways and going into your walkway too far.